Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 25th of July 2023. Now unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is not looking good. The global cryptocurrency market, as a matter of fact, has gone down and it is currently at $1.17 trillion. Now what I think guys, a lot of the investments from Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies has gone to a new coin that is by OpenAI's Worldcoin. Now it's a bit ironic guys that despite it being called Worldcoin, it is not meant for American citizens or for the United States of America. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what OpenAI's Worldcoin is, and looks like a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges have definitely onboarded Worldcoin. And to be honest guys, the price is up by 20%. Now could this be a trend that will be going forward? It's going to be really interesting to see how the Worldcoin materializes. And what is a bit shocking and a bit scary is that they do have a physical device called as orbs. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, go to Google and type in Worldcoin's orb. So orb essentially is a physical device where you'll be able to do your verification, such as your KYC, your birth date registration, and quite a lot more. So in today's episode, we'll very briefly touch base on this. And guys, unfortunately, we do have some negative news regarding Binance. Now this point of time looks like it is a rumor, and the rumor states that CZ was actually involved in wash trading. And unfortunately guys, this is definitely not a positive news for Binance and for the global cryptocurrency market as well. And as and when this news develops, it's going to have a significant impact not just on Binance, but on the global cryptocurrency market as well. And guys, on the 26th, the Federal Reserve Board will be announcing the interest rate hike as well, or the FOMC meeting. So I'll definitely go ahead and discuss more on that on the 26th and most likely on the 27th as well. And guys, regarding Russia, we have some update. And we have confirmation that they're definitely launching the digital Ruble, which starts on the 1st of August. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. And guys, regarding Bitcoin mining, we have some update, and looks like the mining difficulty is going to go down. And mind you guys, every 2016 block, which is roughly around 2 weeks, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted. So essentially guys, if there are too many miners, the difficulty mining gets eased off. And if the mining is extremely easy, every 2016 block, the mining gets difficult. So we'll very briefly touch base on the difficulty mining on Bitcoin. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we're going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys are all the way from Saudi Arabia. Now the first news guys is a company called as SABIC, and they are launching a pilot blockchain project to advance emissions tracking and reduction across value chains. And it's going to be really interesting to see guys how blockchain actually merges with it, and I'll give my thoughts and opinion on that. And the second news guys is a report by PwC, and it actually states that Saudi Arabia is said to be the biggest gainer from artificial intelligence in the Middle East. And look guys, I've been noticing this trend since 2023, and to be honest guys, every time I see a news regarding UAE, when I try to compare it with Saudi Arabia, the amount of funding in Saudi Arabia is 3 to 5 times higher than the Middle East. And this guys is because of Vision 2030, which is set to take place in Saudi Arabia. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. So let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalu Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalu Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they've replaced it with Web3 and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalu Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalu Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast.
it is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, since the last 24 hours, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down and it is down by 2.63%, and the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.17 trillion. And as I mentioned earlier guys, most likely people are selling their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and definitely are going ahead and buying Worldcoin. And later on guys, we'll also talk about how much the price of Worldcoin has increased since the last 24 hours. Now, the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours is $35.66 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 42.78%. So clearly, guys, looks like people are selling a lot of the main tokens, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe even XRP, and buying a lot of Worldcoins. And to be honest, guys, I really am not sure if that trend would actually continue. And guys, yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, I did talk about what the cryptocurrency world needs right now is a massive change, a massive movement, something similar to what ChatGPT did. Could it be possible that Worldcoin and the physical device called as Orb that actually pushes cryptocurrency for mainstream adoption? To be honest, guys, I really am not sure. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. Now, guys, let's look at the volume on DeFi. Because to be honest, guys, the volume on DeFi is not looking good at all. Since the last 24 hours, the volume is only at $2.65 billion, and the total value locked is $43.06 billion. And Lido is still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned at $14.62 billion. And unfortunately, guys, the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance has also gone down miserably since the last 24 hours. It is down to 7.93%. And just few days ago, guys, this particular dominance crossed the 14% mark. And to be honest, guys, I was really happy about it. Unfortunately, guys, the number since the last 24 hours is not looking good at all. Now, the volume of DeFi unfortunately only accounts for 7.44% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now guys, let's quickly look at the 24-hour volume of DeFi protocols, and Uniswap is clearly an outlier and it is leading the pack with $542.45 million. And to be honest guys, I'm really curious to check out of this $542.45 million, what amount actually accounts for centralized exchanges. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if after this $542 million, more than $400 million transactions are actually done by centralized exchanges, but I definitely need to do more research on this. Now, the second protocol is PancakeSwap, and its 24-hour volume is $139.32 million. Maverick Protocol is number third at $46.85 million. Core Finance at number 4 at $44.37 million, and Meta TDEX at $35.83 million. And to be honest guys, these numbers are ridiculously low in comparison to what transactions take place in the fiat economy. And to be honest guys, based on these numbers, looks like it might take at least a couple of decades for mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies. Now guys, let's quickly look at the volume of stablecoins. And unfortunately guys, the volume is ridiculously low at $32.08 billion, and it still accounts for 89.95% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $32.08 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $24.88 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $2.97 billion. And unfortunately, guys, the 24-hour volume of Binance USD is definitely on a downfall, and it is only at $1.74 billion. And later on, guys, we are going to be discussing not so good rumors regarding wash trading. Now, really, I'm not sure if there is some legitimacy to it, but if you look at the numbers, to be honest, guys, the numbers do not match up. And I've said this time and over again since the last 3 months. Based on the price of Binance BNB, the fact that it is relatively consistent does raise some really alarming questions. But once again, guys, I really am hoping that I'm 100% wrong on this. And few days ago, guys, in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, I also talked about how Binance BNB chain, they're doing a hard fork, and who has gone ahead and made that decision? Looks like it is a centralized entity that has gone ahead and made a decision on making a hard fork on Binance BNB's beacon chain, as opposed to the community. Now guys, let's quickly discuss the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And unfortunately guys, the market cap of Bitcoin has gone down by well over $20 billion, and currently it is at $567 billion, and Ethereum is at $222 billion. The 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin has marginally pumped up at $15 billion, which just means, guys, people are actually selling their Bitcoin, and Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume has also gone up, and it is at $6.43 billion. And once again, guys, the fact that the prices have gone down, it clearly means that they are selling their cryptocurrencies, and the dominance, guys, of Bitcoin is 48.41%, and the dominance of Ethereum is 19.09%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me very briefly run through the market cap of privacy coins and exchange tokens. And the reason I thought of taking privacy coins was when you talk about Worldcoin, all they do is talk about privacy, guys, and they also have implemented zero knowledge features in the physical device called as orbs. Now, keeping that in mind, guys, the number one protocol so far as privacy is concerned is Monero, and its market cap is $2.95 billion. And look, guys, this is what I think. When it comes to privacy, people like to talk about it, and based on the talks, they want to get a lot of funding and claim that they're actually trying to build things that are catered towards privacy. But unfortunately, guys, if you look at the user adoption, it is ridiculously less. Now, could it be possible that OpenAI Worldcoin does actually get that momentum on getting a lot of users on board in having access and full control over the privacy? I definitely am hoping for, but it is definitely a long shot, and I'll be curious to check how many people have actually gone ahead and used the physical device called as Orb in order to go ahead and get the verification sorted, as opposed to tracking the price of Worldcoin, and we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. But before that, the second protocol so far as privacy coins is concerned is Mask Network, and its market cap is $288 million. The third protocol, guys, is Zcash at $249 million. Now let's quickly look at exchange token, guys, and the first protocol is Uniswap, and its market cap is $4.34 billion. And like I said, guys, earlier, I'm really curious to check out of this $4.34 billion what constitutes centralized exchanges, and I'll really be curious to check out of this $4.34 billion what percentage is locked, let's say by Coinbase or Binance. Definitely need to do some forensic analysis on that. The second protocol, guys, is UnisZLEO, which is a protocol by Bitfinex when they went completely belly up and they tried to get fundings in order to raise funds to go ahead and sustain Tether USDT, and its market cap is $3.71 billion. And the third protocol, guys, is OKBX, and it is at $2.54 billion. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me very briefly run through what Flow blockchain is, because to be honest, guys, since 2019, they've definitely been making quite a lot of news, and the price of Flow blockchain or Flow protocol is 0.58 cents. And if you look at it via coin market cap, it is currently ranked number 65. Now, if you're into the NFT space, guys, or if you're into the field of sports, or if you're into the field of CryptoKitties, I'm pretty much sure you've heard of what Flow blockchain is, and I'm pretty much sure you might have used it by now as well. Now, let me very briefly run through what Flow blockchain is, because they're claiming to be a fast, decentralized, and developer-friendly blockchain designed as a foundation for a new generation of games, apps, and the digital asset that power them. And Flow blockchain, guys, is a layer 1 blockchain originally created by a team that has delivered great consumer blockchain experiences like CryptoKitties, Dapper Wallets, NBA Top Shot, and quite a lot of other. And Flow is a blockchain designed from the ground up for mainstream adoption, and is the only blockchain that builds usability improvements into the protocol layer. And top developers and some of the world's largest brands are already building on Flow blockchain, enabling completely new experiences with top-tier content. And Flow blockchain, guys, has a rich ecosystem of top entertainment brands, development studios, and venture-backed startups as well. And Flow ecosystem partners include IP brands like Porno Music, Ubisoft, NBA, and even UFC, and leading game developers including Amnico Brands, Sumo Digital, and Envy, who are leaders in cryptocurrency space, and even leaders in cryptocurrency space such as Circle and Binance, as well as several noteworthy projects among the next generation of high-growth startups, including OpenSea's associated strongly with Flow blockchain. And guys, Flow's native token is called as Flow, that is FLOW, and it is used to pay the network fees for transaction and smart contracts computation, and can be traded or invested as well. Now, so far as the consensus mechanism is concerned, guys, Flow uses proof of stake, where validators participate in the network by staking Flow tokens to demonstrate the commitment to the network security and integrity as well. And validators are then selected to validate transactions based on the amount of Flow they have staked and receive newly minted Flow tokens as a reward for their work. Now, let me very briefly run through who the founders of Flow are, because Flow, guys, was founded by Dapper Labs, a blockchain technology company based in Vancouver, Canada. And Dapper Labs, guys, was founded by CEO Rohan Karzagolu and CTO Dave Tasheli. And Dapper Labs was the original creator behind Flow blockchain, as well as CryptoKitties, Dapper, and NBA Top Shot as well. And founded in 2018, Dapper Labs uses blockchain technology to bring new forms of digital engagement to users around the world. And guys, blockchain-enabled applications can bring fans closer with the brands they love, giving people a real stake in the community they contribute to, and create new ways to consumers to become creators themselves as well. And guys, publicly announced Dapple as partner include the NBA and NBPA, Warner Music Group, and the UFC as well. And notable investors in Dapple Labs include Andreessen Horowitz, who are if not one of the giants in the blockchain and cryptocurrency space, even Union Square Ventures, Venrock, Google Ventures, Samsung, and the founders of DreamWorks, Reddit, Coinbase, Zenka, and AngelList are some of them. And to be honest, guys, Flow Blockchain did make quite a lot of noise when they had actually launched. Now let me very briefly run through what makes Flow Blockchain unique. And guys, listen, if you do want to find out more information, the website is www.flow.com. Now what makes Flow Blockchain unique is that they're learning from and improving upon existing solutions. And guys, Flow provides multi-role architecture, and Flow's design allows a network to scale to serve billions of users without sharding or reducing decentralization of consensus and resource-oriented programming. And smart contracts on Flow blockchain are written in Cadence, an easy and safe programming language for crypto assets and applications. And guys, what I personally think is because of the upgradable smart contracts, this is what makes it completely unique. So from upgradable smart contracts to the Flow emulator, this network is designed for those who want to build valuable products for the community. And mind you guys, Flow was designed for mainstream consumers with payment on-ramps, enabling a safe and low-friction pathway from fiat to cryptocurrencies, and the platform prioritizes developer accessibility in order to help developers build more powerful apps in relatively less time. And Flow blockchain, guys, supports a range of programming language, including JavaScript, Go, and Cadence, a language tailored for smart contracts. And guys, one final point I want to make is that Flow sharding architecture partitions the network into different shards that can handle transactions independently, and because of this, it allows for fast scaling and high throughput as well. And the network can also increase the number of shards as necessary to increase demand, helping decentralized apps to scale faster. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to dappradar.com and look at the number of decentralized apps that are currently working on Flow blockchain. Now, guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, since the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin has gone down, and it is currently at $29,166. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.62%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.58%. And guys, while I was preparing for this podcast, I was also looking at some numbers regarding Bitcoin ordinal inscriptions, and unfortunately, guys, the numbers have gone down, but so far as the ordinal inscriptions are concerned, they're definitely picking up a lot of pace, and if I'm not mistaken, they have reached somewhere on the $19 million mark. So ordinals on Bitcoin inscriptions are definitely continuing, but so far as the volume is concerned in terms of dollar amount, it is definitely going down. Now the price of Ethereum, guys, is at $1,849. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 1.62%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 3.54%. XRP or Ripple is also down, and it is currently at 70 cents. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 3.89%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 5.20%. And guys, in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast yesterday, I did talk about that the SEC is aggressively going to fight back regarding Ripple, XRP, and could it be possible that in the future hearings, you do find out that Ripple is definitely a security, and unfortunately, guys, if that thing happens, it'll not only collapse the price of XRP, but along with that, it'll also take down the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market as well. Now, in today's episode, guys, let's talk about Worldcoin. Because listen, guys, OpenAI's Worldcoin project has officially been launched. So the big question is, guys, what is Worldcoin? Essentially, guys, it is a crypto project that relies on an eye scan to verify users' identity. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the website. They do provide quite a lot of basic level information, such as what is Worldcoin, and the answer is pretty simple, guys. They claim to be the world's largest, most inclusive identity and financial public utility owned by everyone. And to be honest, guys, they made it really simple. They claim that the Worldcoin protocol currently consists of World ID, Worldcoin token or WLD, and finally, guys, World app. Now, mind you, guys, it is really important to note that the terms and conditions clearly state the Worldcoin is not available for United States of America. And the website clearly reads that the Worldcoin tokens or WLD are not intended to be available to people or companies who are residents of or are located, incorporated, or have registered agent in the United States or other restricted territories. Now this is a big red flag, guys, because when you talk about Bitcoin, there are absolutely no geographical restrictions. So this is one of the biggest difference between Worldcoin and Bitcoin. Now let me very briefly run through what Worldcoin is. Because Worldcoin, guys, is a project that aims to create a new global identity and financial network owned by absolutely everyone, and they want to achieve several goals, including increasing economic opportunities, verifying humans from artificial intelligence online while maintaining privacy, enabling global democratic process, and potentially exploring a path of a universal basic income, also called as UBI. Now here's the interesting bit, guys. The universal basic income is going to be funded by artificial intelligence. How cool is that, guys? And Worldcoin is a new project that aims to create a global digital identity and financial network accessible to absolutely everyone, and it has been launched by a team of co-founding members, that is Sam Altman, Alex Blanier, and Max Neustein, who are key proponents of ChatGPT. And the main components, guys, of Worldcoin are World ID, Worldcoin token, and World app. Now let me very briefly run through what these are, because when you talk about World ID, it is a digital identity system that ensures privacy while proving a person's uniqueness. It helps solve challenges related to identity verification. Now, so far as the token is concerned, guys, in certain places, people will receive the digital currency for simply being a unique human, and it is now available for transactions on the blockchain. And what I did, guys, I did actually try to download the app, and let me try to give out more information regarding what the World app is. It is essentially an app developed by Tools for Humanity that is compatible with the World ID, and this app allows for global payments, purchases, and transfers using digital assets and stable coins backed by traditional currencies. And guys, Worldcoin's mission is to provide a decentralized and inclusive identity and financial solutions for people around the world. And by doing so, it aims to increase economic opportunities, enable privacy-preserving verification of humans from artificial intelligence online, and potentially pave the way for a universal basic income funded by artificial intelligence. And to be honest, guys, knowing how ChatGPT works, this does look actually good, but at the same time, it does look a bit creepy and scary as well. Are we venturing to a world where artificial intelligence is definitely taking over? And the launch, guys, includes the release of World ID, software development kit, and plans to scale ops operations to 35 plus cities across 20 countries around the world. In tandem, the foundation's subsidiary and World Assets Limited minted and released a Worldcoin token called as WLD to the millions of eligible people who participated in the beta, and WLD, guys, is now transactable on the blockchain as well. And Worldcoin is an ambitious project aiming to create a global digital identity and financial network accessible to everyone, and its main component are the World ID, a privacy-preserving digital identity, and the Worldcoin token, which is essentially a digital currency distributed to people in certain places for just being human. And guys, to get started, all the users need to do is download the World app and visit all for biometric verification. And to be honest, guys, this biometric verification, if you're someone in Dubai, is something similar to what UAE Pass is. Now, there are two levels of UAE Pass. One is you do your basic level of verification, and then if you want to do additional verification, I believe it is due. That has kind of like a device you need to go there, and you need to do some additional verification. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to Google and just type in OpenAI's orb. Now my big question, guys, is, and the biggest worry is, could it be possible the orb could be hacked, or there's some kind of bug or some kind of hack or some kind of virus in that? What happens if that is possible? It could be possible, let's say, because it is connected either, let's say, to electricity or maybe to a laptop. It could directly or indirectly be affected. Now mind you, guys, the project's goal does include increasing economic opportunities, preserving privacy while verifying human from artificial intelligence online, and thereby enabling global democratic process and exploring a potential path to artificial intelligence universal basic income. Now all these things being said, guys, what I must admit that Worldcoin seeks to address the lack of legally verifiable digital identities for over 4 billion people worldwide and create a more inclusive digital future. And look at it, guys, this project, if needed, can absolutely shut down Ethereum in just a matter of 24 to 48 hours. Why would you want to use Ethereum when you already have Worldcoin? With that being said, I really am not sure if it's going to succeed, and Vitalik Buterin, guys, has also shared his opinion on a biometric proof of personhood. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to Vitalik Buterin's post, and the link is in the show notes below. And he did actually share his thoughts and opinion. And mind you, guys, Vitalik Buterin is a prominent figure in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, and he actually emphasizes that the concept of proof of personhood is not straightforward and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Instead, he suggests three different paradigms of approaches that each have unique merits and social drawbacks. So the first one that he's talking about is social graph-based approach. The second one is general hardware biometric approach. And finally, guys, specialized hardware biometric approach. So let me very briefly run through this, because when you talk about social graph-based approach, what Vitalik Buterin says is that this method relies on analyzing social connections and relationship to establish a person's identity. It can be effective in small communities where individuals are well connected, but it may face challenges in scaling to larger population. And one concern is trade-off between missing parts of the world and vulnerability to attacks within communities where visibility is limited. Now, could it be possible that, say, in a city like Dubai, if they were to have ops in every corner, that we can get everyone on board? Definitely possible. The second topic is regarding general hardware biometric approach, and what Vitalik Buterin is saying, utilizing general purpose biometric such as fingerprints or facial recognition. And this technique is relatively easy to adopt in present time. However, its security is a concern, as advancement in technology could render it vulnerable within a few years. And finally, guys, regarding specialized hardware biometric approach, what Vitalik Buterin is saying is that this method involves using specialized hardware for biometric identification, which can offer a high level of security at scale. However, guys, it may face difficulties in terms of decentralization, and there is a lack of relying too heavily on a centralized authority. To be honest, guys, the point that Vitalik Buterin says does make a lot of sense, and Vitalik Buterin advocates for a hybrid approach that combines the strength of these paradigms while mitigating their weakness. He points to the Aadhaar system in India, which successfully implemented specialized hardware biometric at a very large scale, as an example of the benefits of such an approach. Moreover, guys, Vitalik Buterin stresses the importance of vigilance and transparency in the development and deployment of these systems. He also suggests demanding third-party audits, open sourcing the technology, and incorporating checks and balances to ensure accountability and protect individuals' privacy. Now, while he acknowledges the challenges and potential pitfalls in creating a proof of personhood system, Vitalik also highlights the value of having an effective and reliable solution as well. And to be honest, guys, without such a system, he does actually worry that the centralized identity solutions could actually dominate the world, leading to potential issues with financial inclusivity and closed community as well. But there are two ways of looking at it, guys. To be honest, if things does actually get implemented, a lot of the people who do need verification can actually get the verification done. But in case like Ethereum, there are hardly any people actually using it. And in conclusion, guys, Vitalik Buterin does actually advocate for a thoughtful and comprehensive approach to proof of personhood, combining the strength of different paradigms while being mindful of the potential risks. And he encourages continuous progress, transparency, and collaboration to shape a more secure and inclusive future of identity verification. So listen, guys, it's going to be really crucial and interesting to see how the Worldcoin actually develops. Now, what has happened since the last 24 hours, a lot of the cryptocurrency exchanges such as Binance, Huobi, Bybit, and OKX have already listed Worldcoin's WLD token, and because of that, guys, the prices have actually pumped up by 20%. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see as and when the news regarding the interest rate is out, and when Jerome Powell does actually go live and talk about the FOMC meeting, what kind of an impact will it have on World Token Coin. So definitely keep an eye on that. Now, guys, let's discuss some negative news, and this is a rumor regarding Binance, and the Wall Street Journal's article states that some Binance US crypto trading was a mirage, and that is what the Security and Exchange Commission in US actually claimed. And the article actually states that the regulators and academics say some digital asset exchange inflate trade volumes. But what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, read through the article via Wall Street Journal, because what it states is that the exchange affiliates may have been responsible for trading $70,000 worth of Bitcoin on US Bitcoin on Binance US, which debuted in 2019. And CoinDesk, guys, did actually speak to Binance team, and one of the spokesperson from Binance told the newspaper that neither the company nor CZ, the CEO of Binance, has engaged or tolerated any wash trading. Now, mind you, guys, if you're a spokesperson from Binance, that is what you're supposed to say, isn't it? And Binance has clearly dismissed all the wash trading allegations via the email. And to be honest, guys, it's going to be really interesting to see how the news develops. Now, could it be possible that the SEC is only after Binance because of the whole drama between FTX and Binance, and knowing the notorious history of Democrats and left-leaning ideologies? I wouldn't be surprised that Gary Gensler
who's definitely left-leaning and is a Democrat, might be going after Binance only because of that. Those are my thoughts and opinions, guys. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Russia. And guys, on the 1st of August, looks like the Russian ruble will definitely be moving ahead. So Russia, guys, is moving ahead with central bank digital currency as President Vladimir Putin signed the digital rule bill into law on 24th of July. And according to the official government, guys, the digital ruble law will officially take place from 1st of August 2023, and they are all ready to go. And the new legislation, guys, empowers the Russian central bank to launch the first central bank digital currency pilot with real consumers in August. And previously, guys, the government expected to roll out trials in April in collaboration with 13 local banks, including some heavyweight banks like Bank. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what happens to the value of the US dollar. To be honest, guys, a lot of the nations such as BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, may want to use the digital version of Russian ruble. Why would you want to use the US dollar? So definitely powerful news. Now, guys, let's very briefly discuss some news regarding the Bitcoin mining industry. And mind you, guys, every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted, and Bitcoin.com did actually state that Bitcoin's difficulty is poised to decline by an estimated range of 3.9% to 4.04% on the 26th of July. So it looks like on the 26th of July is when the 2016 block gets completed. And guys, every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted. And this is kind of the beauty of Satoshi Nakamoto. And what has happened recently, guys, is block generation periods have been lagging behind the typical 10-minute average of late, registering an elongated 12 minutes per block on July 21st and almost 11 minutes per block on the following day as well. And the forthcoming recalibration of Bitcoin difficulty is slated to happen on or around the 26th of July. Following a notable rise of 6.45% on 11th of July, it's projected that there could be a downward adjustments ranging from 3.9% to 4.04%. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, Bitcoin's block generation occurs roughly every 10 minutes or so, and every 2016 block or drop in the difficulty of mining takes place if the process of discovering these blocks extends beyond 2 weeks. And conversely, guys, the level of difficulty increases if the mining of 2016 block is completed in less than 2 weeks. And this is what Satoshi Nakamoto actually designed. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date for today. Now let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And both the news, guys, are from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And the first news is that SABIC launches pilot blockchain project to advance emission tracking and reduction across value chains. So let me very briefly run through what this news is all about. So SABIC and Circulars are partnering for a pilot project in the chemicals industry, and the project aims to use blockchain technology to trace carbon footprint of specific material streams from end to end, and it addresses the challenges of reporting Scope 3 emissions due to complex data availability. And blockchain, guys, as we know, offers a potential solutions for transparency, accountability, and risk reductions in supply chain. And Circularizer's technology, guys, will capture emission data across the value chain using a consistent reporting framework, and Scope 1 and Scope 2 data will be used to generate Scope 3 CO2 emission for targeted industry. And the smart questioning technology by Circularize reduce administrative efforts in data collection, and the project benefits SABIC's entire value chain, providing access to upstream and downstream data. It allows identifying and minimizing emission hotspots along the value chain, supporting decarbonization efforts. And guys, SABI encourages other partners to join the initiative for sustainable growth. And to be honest, guys, more people in the ecosystem definitely helps it, which means you're not a sole player and the entire industry is in the blockchain platform. And Circularize, guys, will pilot blockchain-powered digital product passports to track product emission on a large scale, and the project supports SABI's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2050. And SABIC is a member of Together of Sustainability, also called as TFS, an initiative focusing on sustainability in supply chains. And earlier, SABIC collaborated with Finboot, Plastic Energy, and Enterplus for another blockchain application and project. And the first project aimed to support end-to-end digital traceability of circular feedstock in consumer products. And guys, this collaboration aligns with SABI's strategy of leveraging innovative partnership for emission reduction. And Circularize's technology addresses challenges like information accessibility and confidentiality in data sharing. And blockchain, guys, helps in scaling data sharing among suppliers, facilitating comprehensive product life cycle, emission reports, and quite a lot of other. But listen, guys, I've been in the blockchain space for a very long time, and my big question is blockchain the right solutions Now, mind you guys, you need to think of it in two factors. That is the complexity and resource demands, and also look at privacy and confidentiality issues. Now, regarding the first point of complexity and resource demands, blockchain implementation, guys, requires significant resources and technical expertise, making it impractical for smaller organizations or industries with limited capabilities. And that's one of the reasons I feel if more people join in, there'll be more funding, more people can be involved in it, and could that thing happen? Definitely over a period of time it is possible. And so far as privacy and confidentiality is concerned, guys, blockchain's transparency may raise concerns about sharing sensitive emissions, data, and proprietary information, leading to potential data participation challenges and incomplete carbon footprint tracing as well. So those are my thoughts and opinions, guys. Now, guys, let's discuss second news, and this is more of a report by PwC, which actually states that Saudi Arabia is said to be the biggest gainer from artificial intelligence in Middle East by 2030. And to be honest, guys, looking at the information that I read, I definitely do think that this is easily possible. And PwC actually predicts that artificial intelligence will contribute $135 billion to Saudi Arabia's economy in 2030, making it the biggest beneficiary of artificial intelligence in the Middle East. An artificial intelligence contribution to the region's economy could reach $320 billion, equivalent to 11% of the GDP. In Saudi Arabia's artificial intelligence contribution to GDP is expected to rise 12.4% in 2030 due to the government's focus on digitization and future technology. And the country is projected to have an average annual growth of 31.3% in artificial intelligence contribution from 2018 to 2030, and Vision 2030, guys, and the National Transformation Program 2020 identified digital transformation as a key goal to diversify the economy and reduce dependence on oil revenues. The government supports artificial intelligence investments primarily driven by domestic sources like the Sovereign Wealth Fund to maintain technological advancement, guys. Saudi Arabia needs to attract more foreign investments, which is constrained by challenges in the business environment. And Saudi Arabia right now is ranked number 92 out of 190 countries in the World Bank's so far as ease of doing business is concerned, and this index is going back to 2017. And to be honest, guys, I wouldn't be surprised it just might be in the top 50 in the next few years. And addressing concerns raised by the business community can attract external investment and bring skills to upskill the local population. And PwC actually estimates that the artificial intelligence could contribute to $15.7 trillion to the global economy in 2030, surpassing China and India's current output as well. And $6.6 trillion of this figure is expected to come from increased productivity, and $9.1 trillion is said to come from benefits to consumers. So definitely powerful numbers, guys. Now let me try to share some of the negative things from this report, guys, which I feel probably PwC may have not looked at, because the PwC's report emphasizes the importance of attracting foreign investments to drive artificial intelligence growth in Saudi Arabia, and in doing so, it may have missed discussing potential challenges in data privacy and security related to artificial intelligence implementation. And the report could have included recommendations on creating a robust regulatory framework to govern artificial intelligence applications. And the PwC report, guys, might have not touched on the need for a skilled workforce in artificial intelligence related fields to fully leverage the technology's potential. And there could be more emphasis on fostering innovation and supporting startups in the artificial intelligence sector. But I think the report could have explored the social and ethical implication of widespread artificial intelligence adoption in the region. But those are my thoughts and opinions, guys. Whether you agree to it or disagree to it, mention them in the comments below. And that's about all, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com. It talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. Let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB, listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Sid who asks, do you think the Worldcoin could be a flop, or would it be a massive hit? To be honest, it is too early to say right now, but based on the numbers and based on what I'm reading and the fact that it is backed by OpenAI and they've already got funding for $200 million. And Sam Altman, he was recently in Abu Dhabi and he does have support from the governments as well. And keeping all these things in mind, what I really feel is that let's say if he has some kind of partnership with government agencies, let's say with the government of Abu Dhabi or government of Dubai, and if he does actually implement Worldcoin and a physical device called Orb, if that thing does happen, I do think it'll be a massive success. And what Vitalik Buterin actually said, that it might be more successful in a small city, so could it be possible, let's say if Dubai starts doing it, and gradually the other Emirates do it as well, and then UAE does it, and once UAE does it, maybe the neighboring country does it, and then it does go on a massive scale. So it could be possible that it could be an absolute massive hit. And one thing which I did allude to earlier on as well, this is something which Ethereum was trying to solve in almost a decade, but looks like Worldcoin is only fully prepared. But this begs a big question. Unfortunately, it looks like Worldcoin is heavily centralized, and to be honest, it is not necessarily a bad thing, because even if it is centralized, it is actually kind of solving the unbanking situation, which unfortunately Bitcoin failed. But we are talking more about, let's say, getting your digital identity being on the blockchain. Or could it be possible that they might go ahead and manipulate it? 100% yes, and that is unfortunately one of the dangers of having centralized entity. What happens, let's say, if Worldcoin is actually associated with a political party, and if you know ChatGPT, it is definitely extremely left-leaning, so that is one of the dangers of it as well. But one of my biggest worries, Sid, is regarding the actual physical device called as Orb. What happens, let's say, if someone goes ahead and hacks it, and you don't necessarily have to directly hack the physical device, let's say the underlying software, what is that is hacked, or let's say if the hardware, or let's say if the Orb is connected, let's say to a laptop, or let's say to an electrical device, what happens if there is some fault and if the data gets deleted? And mind you guys, this goes back to the whole notion of why Bitcoin was created. Bitcoin was created so that transactions, maybe even verifications one fine day, happen only peer-to-peer. Unfortunately, in case of Orb, it is definitely a centralized entity. Now, could it be possible that with the help of government, let's say in other countries, let's say in a communist state, let's say like California or New York, they make it absolutely compulsory to go out and use a physical device? Definitely possible. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And what I really feel in the next month or so, we'll find out if this is a hit or no. But at this point of time, it is a little bit early to tell. But what I'd really recommend you to do is read through the documentation of Worldcoin, because it does use zero knowledge proof as well. And the fact that they're using zero knowledge proof does actually mean that users are technically in control of their full data, but it's really hard to tell and too early to tell, to be honest. So those are my thoughts regarding Worldcoin at this point of time. And probably in a month's time or so, I'll definitely revisit and give my opinion on it once again. So that's about all, guys. So ask me anything serious in Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.